got a mini helper here in the background. So if you hear that, you know what it is. But I wanted to really fast share with you my favorite reads of 2022. Let me try that again. I want to share with you my favorite reads of 2022. I forgot about the guitar. 1 second. Let's try that again. I took a look at my books read on Goodreads so far. I like to do the Goodreads challenge because it actually motivates me and reminds me to read. My goal is 50 books. I am at 47 out of 50. So I went through my list and I found my top 15. Like, I would definitely recommend these to you, depending on what you like, obviously. So I definitely expanded my reading a bit this year outside of YA fantasy. I read some adult books, I read some mystery type books, I read some contemporary, which, by the way, I'm really enjoying contemporary. I kept finding myself gravitating towards that, just the more lighthearted, fluffy, you know, easy. Okay. Nope. We're gonna have to make this quick, so let's jump into it. Number 1, The Friend Zone. And this is a, I believe, adult romance. A little bit spicy, if I remember right. It's been a long time. It might be a lot spicy, actually. I found this actually at a cupcake shop here in Minnesota called Nadia's Cupcakes, I believe. And the author owns the cupcake shop, and she had her books on sale. And the moment that I saw them, I was like, oh, I don't know what it's about, but I have to buy one. I just have to. I want to support a Minnesota author. I got excited, got the book. So let me show you the back. And you can pause to read if you'd like. And just thinking of the video I just did recently about like universal fantasies, I want to say this would probably fall under the universal fantasy. This would probably fall under the universal fantasy of finding somebody who loves you no matter what, even though there's something about you that actually conflicts with something about them. It might be on the back here. I just don't want to spoil it if it isn't. It's been way too long since I read this. I will be able to tell you my feelings a lot more with books I've read more recently, but I do remember really enjoying this one. I just saw him in the background. The next one I have to share with you is an ebook that I read through Scribd. I was signed up for that the first, I want to say 3 or 4 months out of the year when I was reading a lot of audiobooks while feeding him and taking care of him. And that was a good thing, but I don't have it anymore, so I'll just show you. It's called Dear Writer, You Need to Quit. And it's not about quitting writing. It's about quitting other things and kind of helping you. Let me kind of show you the blurb here. Yeah. So many things you need to quit if you want to be a career author. It was about helping you find patterns. I remember talking about this book in multiple videos, so I know that it meant a lot, but now I kind of feel like I need to reread it because it's been so long. It's not about quitting writing as much as quitting, I don't know, thought patterns that don't help you and things that will actually hold you back from like having a good career in writing. And so I'm trying to remember what my favorite one was. It was chapter 6, I think. I literally remember talking about it. One that was like, quit thinking there's only one way to do things. Like, for example, maybe you just want to write a really clean draft and you do edit in your head. And there's that quote about you can't edit a blank page, which that's true to some extent, but also you kind of can in your head. So you just kind of have to like quit thinking things like that that might not work for you. But anyway, I can't remember all of them, so I'm just gonna say definitely recommended this one. Where are you going? This one's about you. Okay, so this next one, obsessed with it. And again, did talk about this in a video because it helped us so much. But for any mamas out there, especially new mamas, just anybody who's like, I want sleep so bad, this would be the universal fantasy of getting the sleep that you want to have as a parent, which, oh my gosh, that's a fantasy. Nobody's sleep is perfect. Obviously, even as adults, like I have not been sleeping good lately. So this is not about making your kid into a robot, obviously, but it really does help you. It's, again, science-backed guide to helping your baby get a good night's sleep, newborn to school age. Like, it's legit. And I am telling you, we started this around 4 or 5 months, but again, you can start at newborn. There was so much stuff that I wish I would have known about wake windows, and just, I feel like Zion's sleep just went from like, it could get better to just like amazing. And there was just a little bit of a sleep training learning curve. It probably lasted a week, and then we were there, and it was awesome. And he was, you know, sleeping through the night from, I want to say 5 months on. Now, again, this is not like making your baby a robot, because right now he's teething. So the last 3 or 4 nights he woke up once, but he has the skills to, like, I give him a little medicine for the tooth that's popping through, give him a bottle because it comforts him, and then I lay him down and I say the script, which is, Mama loves you, time to go to sleep, good night, and he goes right back to sleep because he knows, and he knows how to put himself to sleep. And then same thing with like when they wake up themselves in the middle of the night, which is natural, he is able to go right back to sleep because he knows how to put himself to sleep. So it's teaching self-soothing, but in a very gentle, parent-friendly way that doesn't make you super sad, because yeah, definitely recommend. Zion, no, 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 no. No, let go. Let go of the leg, please. Young man, I love you. Yeah, I love you. He's literally hitting the leg for the camera. Can I show you this book? This is the next book. There were a lot of good reads in between, but the next one that I'm like, I gotta recommend this book is this one because I was in a reading slump actually, and I hadn't read in maybe a month. I don't remember anymore, but I was just like, ugh, all the books that I've been reading, there were some DNFs there. I don't usually mark those on Goodreads, but this one, I was like, this one's hyped on Book Talk. I actually thought, based on the cover, that it was young adult. It's 100% not. I was like, woo, those are some spicy scenes right there. I don't know why I thought it was young adult. Just, I guess the cartoon vibes on the adult covers confuse me and always make me think that they're young adult, but super cute. So worth the hype. One of my favorite things, if I'm picking out a random universal fantasy, is the whole, you've got a crush, you like the guy, but you're trying not to talk to him, but then your best friend like makes you talk to him. One of my favorite things in this, it happened like 5 different times and it was awesome. So I don't know if that counts as a universal fantasy, but just all around, I really enjoyed this book. Okay, no time passed for you, but I was actually gone for a few minutes. The next one on the list is a series. So I don't know if I should count this as one or all of them, and I read them spaced out, but the first book is the Inheritance Games. I'll let you read the synopsis there if you'd like to pause and read it. So this would be, I want to say this was in the young adult mystery section, I think. And I'm trying to remember, I think this was also because Book Talk made me buy it. Also the cover, like seriously, look at that cover. They're just super fun. Let me show you all of them. I like how all of these elements are actually in the story. This one's my favorite. I love red covers. Anyway, this series, I feel like the universal fantasy, it feels too easy, but it's inheriting a crap load of money. Like she's a billionaire and she came, like literally it says here, she came from nothing. They have everything. Let the games begin. Zion, there's a roadblock. Now I can't get through to the camera stand. My next recommended read is also technically a series. This is book 1. These Hollow Vows. Sorry for Zion in the background, but if you want to pause to read, there you go. This was a, I think it is young adult, but it was spicy, also unexpected. Did not see that coming. And also love triangle, which is one of my favorite things. Would that count as a universal fantasy if it's like 2 guys fighting over you? Like, I don't know, but I definitely enjoy love triangles. I know a lot of people don't, but I do. Oh, by the way, speaking of, there's the 2 guys, because I was very confused. I'm like, where'd the other one go? There you have it. Can you hear him playing with his toy box? I gotta keep going. But I recommended that to 2 different friends of mine. Both got it. One of them already read it and said favorite read of the year as well. Same thing with the Love Hypothesis. I actually recommended that to a friend and they also said favorite read of the year. So I feel like I'm good at recommending books, hopefully. Yeah. You okay? Oh, is that going the whole time? You guys, Okay, Zion, the next book we want to show them is another contemporary romance, which again turned out to be adult. As I was trying to say, I'm a huge cover by type person, so. And also title. This title, I kept seeing it in Barnes & Noble. I would walk past the table, I'd drift towards it, I'd pick it up, I'd be like, it's not my normal genre, I should probably read something else. And finally I was like, I'm just gonna get it. I'm gonna get it. Like, I started to read the first couple pages, which are about like different tropes in books, and I was just hooked. I'm like, this is awesome. It's such a book lover type book. I had to read it. So what would be the universal fantasy in here, boo-boo? What do you think? So the whole thing, I should show you the back if you want to pause and read. I don't know if you'll be able to. It's like a little bit of a difficult font, but there you go. Hey, give that back. Thank you. Come here. Is that a kiss for me? Thank you. Oh, thank you so much. I want to say the universal fantasy in that would be that she felt like she wasn't the hero of her own life. Like she even typecast herself on the first couple pages as not the hero. What do you got? You got the candle, huh? Good thing that has a lid. And yeah, just the girl that guys don't fall for, and then it kind of sets it up to be like, but she will be, you know? At least that's how I feel about rom-coms. Like, you know a little bit what's coming. You know you're supposed to get a happily ever after at the end, right? What was the next one on my list, Zion? Oh, okay. The next 5 books in a row, I would say, were all books I would recommend. And I almost didn't read this book. I think I talked about this in a video. Where are they, Zion? Do we even know where they are anymore? Oh, they're all the way up top. There's a garbage truck. Go see. I'm gonna talk about all of these kind of at once to save time for both you and me. But let me start with the book that got me into it all. I actually got this probably at the very beginning of the year, and I remember I opened it, I read like 1 or 2 pages. Somebody had recommended it, so I got it as a recommended read, and after reading like literally probably 3, maybe 4 pages, I was like, I don't like this, I'm not into it, it's not for me, and I put it down and I was like, I probably DNF'd that book. I'm so glad that I didn't, okay, because it's almost like it's the character that she isn't in the beginning, and then she literally, I think it's fine to tell you, yeah, it's on the back cover if you want to pause and read. It's like, here's who she is, then here's who she becomes. She runs away from that life. And I would say the universal fantasy here is like literally getting to escape from the life that you don't want and start completely fresh. I would say that counts as a universal fantasy for sure. And then book 2 on Goodreads shows up weird, but here's the cover I had for that. And then book 3 right here. And sometimes, you know how like book 2 and 3 aren't as good? These just kept getting better and better. That's all I'll say about that. So loved this so much that I immediately went and got, I believe this is the first book in the next series, which is a duology. Out of these 2, I definitely like book 1 best, which is pretty typical usually in a series, but I still really enjoyed book 2 as well. And I'm trying to remember what would be the universal fantasy in here because it's a different character, okay? So it's a very different character. Kazi, I think is how you say her name. Thank you for understanding that there's a baby with me here. Yeah. That's pretty fun to hit that, huh? She basically hides who she is. Oh, spoilers. Be careful, Bethany. She doesn't show who she is to like anybody. She's very, very private, right? And it's, I would say the universal fantasy is somebody really truly seeing you. That's pretty cool. So there's definitely romance in this book if that wasn't obvious. I can't remember if this one was spicy or not. I want to say not. I'm pretty sure, I'm trying to remember honestly. Because like the adult books are almost all spicy if I'm being real with you, but I don't think these were. I think they were, if you guys don't believe that baby brain is real, where the year after pregnancy and honestly past that you have trouble with remembering things, I'm here to tell you it's so real. And I'm like, how can I not remember? Like, I'm sure if I started reading it, I'd be like, yeah, I remember this. No, I don't think it is spicy. I think it's more of a fade to black kind of situation for this one. I'm starting to remember, so definitely recommend these 2. I should show you. It's currently hitting the candle, and now I made you want the stand. Dang it. You were almost done. Yeah, you can't open that candle, thank goodness. The last one, if I counted right to get my 15 top reads, is 7-Figure Fiction, which in this case I read on Kindle because I didn't want to wait for the paperback to come, so see if this will show up. I literally just did a video about this, which is why I've been talking about universal fantasy. If you want the full review, you can watch it. I'll link it below. Here we go. Here is the blurb for this if you want to pause to read. Hopefully you can see that okay. And if it isn't obvious, this book is all about universal fantasies and writing things that you can like guarantee the reader will enjoy reading because it's something that everyone wants to read about because it's a universal fantasy. Something we fantasize about, not just all fantasy books, but something we fantasize about. Does that make sense? So loved this book. I would 100% recommend it. I gotta show you this. This is super cute. Look at this cuteness. Is it the garbage truck? Oh my gosh, who is there? Now for the thumbnail, are we ready for this? All right, here we go. Here's the big stack minus a couple ebooks. I guess because I forgot about some of the series books, so I guess it's slightly more than 15. But here are all the physical books I read, plus those couple of those nonfiction books. I hope you enjoy. Let me know in the comments if you've read any of them and if you would also recommend. I'm very curious. And until next time, guys, I hope you have an awesome day, and I'll talk to you again very soon. Bye.